What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and I'm just so hyped. Marvel's Avengers is the next game in the Marvel Universe, and it is being done by Crystal Dynamics along with Eidos Montreal, Nixxes Software, and Crystal Northwest, published by Square Enix. And we first saw it a couple years ago at E3, and last night Square Enix had their E3 showing for 2019, and we finally get to see it. It used to be known as the Avengers Project, and for like 2 years now, people have been like, oh, what's going on? Where is it? We haven't seen anything. Is it still happening? And now we finally have something to see, and it looks really, really cool, but not without some, interesting aspects. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's go ahead. I got the press release, and I'm going to go ahead and give you some of the details, and then I'll talk about my opinion a little bit later. Marvel's Avengers invites players to live their superhero dreams. Outstanding storytelling and an ever-expanding universe come together in the definitive Avengers gaming experience. Master extraordinary abilities, customizing a growing roster of heroes, assemble into teams of up to 4 players, and defend the Earth from escalating threats. Marvel's Avengers begins at A-Day, where Captain America, Iron Man, the Hulk, Black Widow, and Thor are unveiling a high-tech Avengers headquarters in San Francisco, including the reveal of their own helicarrier powered by an experimental energy source. The celebration turns deadly when a catastrophic accident results in a massive devastation. Blamed for the tragedy, the Avengers disband. 5 years later, with all superheroes outlawed and the world in peril, the only hope is to reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes. Marvel's Avengers features a cinematic story, complete with the high-octane action that Crystal Dynamics is known for. Featuring regular content updates, the game will take place on an epic journey delivered over multiple years. This is what's next for Avengers. Playing an original Avengers story. Marvel's Avengers is a unique take on these iconic superheroes, including the same 5. Character-driven story celebrates authentic Marvel heroism and humanity in a cinematic campaign filled with single-player and co-op missions. Embrace your power. Unlock powerful skills and gear to build your ideal version of Earth's mightiest heroes. When combined with original fan favorite and classic outfits, there are nearly limitless ways to customize these iconic heroes. And then assemble online. The part that I'm probably the most excited about. Up to 4 players can assemble online to defend the Earth from escalating threats. The narrative will be delivered over multiple years with no random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios. Every new superhero and region will be delivered to players at no additional cost if you own the core game. So this all sounds fantastic. I think I'm really just excited about it. Crystal Dynamics is very well known for what they've done for Tomb Raider. I think they've been working on a lot. They make beautiful games that look great. This one so far, I think we're so used to the way the Avengers look in the MCU. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth. They all kind of have that iconic look to these characters. And if you kind of look at what games like Marvel Future Fight have done, we've always seen them kind of shift their new costumes towards what the actors look like. And they can't do that here without paying a likeness fee. So obviously these characters look a little bit different. They all look a lot younger than what we're used to. But it's taken people for a little bit of a ride, and I understand it. I think especially Thor looks weird, and Black Widow looks weird. Captain America's costume is odd. A bunch of people have tweeted that at me. It looks like a Bomb Squad costume, and I get it. Everybody looks weird, and it's not bad. I feel like there's gonna be some kind of a hair, like a home perm kit, endorsement worked in here, because that's the problem I have, is all of their hair just looks really odd. And I don't know, I guess maybe they just haven't perfected the design for hair, but they all look like, curly and weird. So a lot of people are questioning the characters that are chosen. Look, you cannot do anything Avengers related without Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor, as far as I'm concerned. That's like the trinity of the Avengers, and it's basically pretty much the original Avengers. I know Captain America wasn't technically a founding event. Well, no, he is actually considered a founding Avenger. He wasn't in the first issue, but Hulk leaves after the 4th issue, so he's barely a founding Avenger himself. So I mean, I feel like that's a really good group. It really came down to, I think, they needed to have a female character, and you can't have the Wasp without Ant-Man. And we do see Ant-Man later on in like a teaser thing at the end, but I don't feel like they wanted to include them in the core game. And Black Widow has kind of become a little bit more well known as an Avenger, so I understand why they chose everybody. The part that I think is weird is not having Hawkeye, and not because he's one of the 6 core Avengers from the movies, but because this is essentially starting a West Coast Avengers team, and Hawkeye is the founder of the West Coast Avengers. So it's a little odd for them to have the game take place in San Francisco and not have Hawkeye be one of the actual starting people. Now, they could have done any other kind of storyline, and it would have been it would have been fine. I wouldn't have even questioned Hawkeye being there. I know a lot of people are complaining about it. And again, I think it goes to show how much of an impact the MCU has had on the Avengers. So I'm just hyped about this, though. This is sounding and looking like it's going to be great. I don't know how much of what we're looking at in the background is actual gameplay. It seems very cinematic. But the press release says that. It says that it's going to feel so cinematic. I love the fact that it's going to be co-op. To me, this game sounds like it's going to be a lot like Borderlands, where you can play the game by yourself, or you can have people drop in and play with you. And to me, that is the best way to be able to play games. I love that style. The fact that you're going to get all the characters for free and all the future updates for free is fantastic. Obviously, they're going to sell costumes, or outfits, whatever you want to call it, and that's fine. I mean, they've got to monetize something. You can't keep releasing content without releasing something that people can buy. And I love skins. Like, that's my thing, man. I love being able to change up the look of my character. What's interesting is, original / fan favorite costumes and fan favorite and classic outfits and original. So they're going to be making their own outfits. So this is interesting. Like, they're going to be doing their own take on these characters. Nothing is necessarily lifted straight from the comics, and I think that's kind of cool. Marvel Games gives a lot of their creators the opportunity to put their own spin on things. I'm not worried about the way the characters look. They do look a little odd. I mean, there's no two ways around it. They just look a little odd, and it is what it is. I think we'll get used to it. I think we're just, again, so used to the way that everything, all these characters look from the MCU, that anything just a little bit different is going to be off-putting. If we hadn't seen the MCU, would we feel the same way about this? I don't know. Voice acting, oh my god, they got like an all-star cast of characters to play these guys. Nolan North is Iron Man, which Nolan North, I mean, everybody knows who Nolan North is at this point. Troy Baker is Bruce Banner. Laura Bailey is Black Widow. Jeff Shine is Captain America, and Travis Willingham is Thor. These are some of the biggest voice acting names in the business, especially North, Baker, and Willingham. I'm pretty sure Laura Bailey's been like everybody and everything too. The only one that off the top of my head I'm not as familiar with is Jeff Shine, but hey, that's fine. It's just an all-star cast like that. You can't do much better than that. That is just a fantastic group. So Another thing that I thought was interesting, we see 2 villains during this, and one of them is Taskmaster, the other is Abomination. At the end of the trailer, there is like a huge body that stands up from some wreckage, and I've seen some people try to say that is Galactus, but I don't think it is, for a variety of reasons. Number one, this game has been in development for a while. And number two, like, they just got the rights from Fox back for the movies, and excuse me, for the most part, you know, those type of characters are like persona non grata. You know, they really have steered all these companies away from using the Fox characters. Not that they couldn't, they had the rights to do so in video games, but they really were trying to get this stuff back, and they were trying to devalue all these characters. And you know, I don't think it's going to be Galactus. It doesn't look like it's big enough. It does look like somebody huge, but I don't know who it could be. So I'm very intrigued to see where that ends up being. This game comes out March 15, 2020. So we are less than a year away from this, and I'm just so excited. I miss Marvel Heroes Omega so much. That game is so great, and I am so hyped for it. One thing that's interesting, though, if you played Spider-Man on PlayStation 4, there is a spot where he discovers the Avengers Tower for the first time, and he mentions the Avengers being on the West Coast. So this has been known for a while, and it was teased in Marvel's Spider-Man. How freaking cool is that? Now, there was one thing that really, really disappointed me and frustrated me more than anything else in this game, and that is when they mentioned something exclusive going to PlayStation. It is 2019. This game's going to come out in 2020. Why are we still doing this? These games should be for everyone. Everyone should have access to everything in these games. I'm under the impression that it's going to be Spider-Man related. It's probably going to be stuff revolving around Spider-Man costumes or whatever for people that own Marvel Spider-Man. I don't know for sure. They get a beta before everybody else. I just think that's wrong. I don't like... we're past this, okay? Like, we need to be moving towards everything being playable together, cross-platform, all that kind of stuff. I hope saves are cross-platform. That would be amazing, because I do want to get the game on both Xbox and PlayStation, but I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? Like, that's my big takeaway from it. I think it's going to look really awesome. I think there's a lot of really great stuff for it. I don't know. I hope that San Francisco isn't the only setting, because lately I feel like if it's not in New York, it's in San Francisco for all these video games. So it makes sense. I understand it, but I don't know. I guess the other option was LA. San Francisco does make the most sense, especially with West Coast Avengers, but I don't know. I hope there's other settings other than, you know, San Francisco. I'm really, really intrigued to see more. I can't wait to see more. But for now, I'm really happy that we finally got to see something. And that's what I got. What do you guys think? This game comes out March 15, 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you.